Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about your upcoming workout, which is the total body strength workout that I made for you. In this video, we're going to go over the importance of warming up before we lift weights. We're going to talk about total body lifting, and we also are going to talk about how to properly breathe when lifting weights. All right, first, when it comes down to why we want to warm up before we lift, if you imagine if I'm sitting here right now and then I all of a sudden go and start lifting weights right away and I don't really warm up, I'm at a greater risk of getting injured. And the reason for that is because all of my muscles are not properly turned on. My core is not turned on, and I don't have a high enough heart rate to where my body is going to be able to perform to its highest level. All right, so we need to warm up before we lift, so that way we can reduce our risk of injury and so we can increase our performance. All right, we warm up before we lift to reduce our risk of injury and increase our performance. I'm sitting here, I'm shrugged over, so my back is going to be really extended, my chest is going to be really tight. If I go into lifting with those muscles turned on and off, I'm not going to be able to perform as well. A lot of people go into the gym, they just do some arm circles with some weights, they lift a light set, and then they go right into it. It's really important that you take the time to properly warm up. And in this workout, you're going to see that we go through a whole proper warm up before we start the actual lifting motions. It's important that we turn our hips on so that way all of the muscles in our legs are firing properly. We make sure that we turn our core on so that way when we start doing lifts, our core is well and engaged. So when we actually are performing a lift, our body's not at risk of injuring our back. Very, very important. All right, so never skip your warm-up before lifting, and the one you'll see in today's workout is a great quick one that you can do. Next thing I'm going to talk about is what is a total body workout. A total body workout is exactly as it sounds. We are going to be performing strength movements that work on every muscle in our body. So a total body workout is going to have one motion that is going to work on your push muscles. If we remember, our push muscles are our chest, our shoulders, and our triceps. We could technically pick 3 different exercises for this, and we could do one exercise for our chest, one exercise for our shoulders, and one for our triceps. In this video, I am going to include all 3 of those movements in there so you can see what can I do if I want to work specifically on my chest or my shoulders or my triceps. A total body workout is also going to have a pulling motion. All right, so if we think about a pulling motion, that's going to work our back and our biceps. In this video, you will see an exercise that works your back and as well as an exercise that is going to work your biceps. So right there, we just took care of our whole upper body in this workout. So I chose one exercise to cover all my pushing muscles, one to cover all my pulling muscles. Then we are going to pick exercises that work on our core. There's going to be something that's going to help us resist the urge to flex our spine or to extend our spine. We're going to be working on all those different areas. We're going to resist our motion of being able to rotate. All right, so the core gets involved. When we look at our lower body, we have the front of our legs, which is referred to as the quadriceps, and we have the back of our legs, which is referred to as the glutes and the hamstrings, as well as the calves. All right, it's important that we address both sides of the legs, just as it's important that we address both sides of the upper body. If we only address one side of our legs, then we're at a greater risk of likelihood to a lower leg injury. So, total body workout. You can split this up basically however you want. The goal is just to make sure that you have one exercise addressing everything. I give you a lot of exercise ideas in this video, but just to recap, total body workout means an exercise to work on my pushing muscles, an exercise to work on my pulling muscles, exercise to work my core, exercise to work the front of my legs, as well as the back of my legs. So technically you can do this in 5 exercises. I broke this down even further though, since we had more time, and so I gave you 3 exercises for pushing, 3 exercises for pulling, and then I gave you multiple exercises for your core and your legs. But just know that all of those components need to be included for it to be a total body workout. With that, so now you understand what a total body strength workout is. Why should we do a total body workout? If we think about the different ways that people lift weights, there's a lot of different options. Some people will do upper body on one day and lower body on another day. Some people will do one body part a day when they lift weights. The reason I like total body training is because it's the most flexible with your schedule and also it hits your muscles more than once each week. All right, so let's compare total body training to the training where you only lift one muscle group per day. If I only lift one muscle group per day, so I do my chest one day, I do my shoulders another day, my back another day, my legs another day, my arms another day, it's a lot of days in a week, and I'm only hitting each muscle group once. For total body training, instead of me hitting each muscle group once, I'm actually going to hit it for as many days as I complete total body strength workouts throughout the week. The other part of that is I used to follow the format of doing legs on one day, upper body on the other day. The problem though, when you break it down like this, is I would get so busy with my work schedule that sometimes I would miss workouts. And when I miss workouts, that means half of my body isn't getting worked out. With the total body model though, now I'm able to make sure that no matter what happens with the rest of the week, I've at least hit every muscle once. So if I do 3 days of total body workouts, awesome. That means I hit every muscle 3 times. The more that I work out my muscles, the stronger they're going to be. And that's why I also like this more than the 1 time per week, because when you do chest on Monday and you never do it again for the rest of the week, it's a long time for your muscles to not get stimulated, and they're not going to grow as much as if you were to exercise those muscles several times throughout the week. All right. I also like total body training because it's going to help burn more calories. The more muscles that we activate in a workout, the more our body has to work, which means the more we're able to improve and the stronger we're able to get. And therefore more calories are also being burned just because of the demand that it puts on our body. So why do total body training at the end of the day? It's because it's an efficient way to make sure that we are exercising all of the muscles in our body throughout the week, especially with people who have busy schedules, to make sure that you're not missing anything. The last thing that I would like to cover is going to be how to properly breathe in our workouts. So if we think about it, there are 2 parts to every motion, and you don't have to worry too much about the details of this, but there are 2 parts. We have what's referred to as the eccentric, so ECC, and then we have the concentric, so CON. Eccentric is referring to our muscles lengthening. All right, so for example, if we think about a bicep curl, when I let the weights go down, my bicep muscle is lengthening. That is the eccentric part of the motion. When I pull the weights up towards my body and my muscle gets shorter, that is referred to as the concentric part of the motion. The reason that is important is because we breathe in through our nose during the eccentric. So I would breathe in as I lower the weights, and then I breathe out hard through my mouth as I raise the weights and shorten my muscle with the concentric part. All right, if we don't want to worry about the names, another way to think of this is, what part of the motion is easier? If I'm holding 30-pound dumbbells in each hand, it's going to be a lot easier for me to lower them than it is for me to lift them back up. So the easier part of each motion is going to be when you breathe in through your nose, so lowering, and the harder part is going to be when I breathe out. If we think about a push-up, right? If I were to be doing a push-up on this table right now, it's much easier for me to lower myself than it is for me to push my body weight up away from the ground. So I'm going to breathe in through my nose on the way down, and then breathe out through my mouth on the way up. A lot of people, when they exercise, hold their breath. And when you hold your breath, 2 things are happening. 1, your face turns really pink and you look really funny. But 2, you're not going to be able to lift as much weight or perform as many reps because your body's not going to have enough oxygen for you to do so. That's why breathing is so important when we exercise. And you're going to notice in the video, I always talk about when to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, as well as Mrs. Patterson does in her videos. So really start paying attention to that and think, when you're doing the easier part of the motion, so if I'm doing the bench press in this workout, I'm going to breathe in on the way down because it's easy for me to lower the weights, and the hard part is pushing them away, so I'm going to breathe really hard out as I push that weight away from me. When I'm doing the 1-arm row, imagine I have a dumbbell in my hand right now, all right? It's really, oh, you can hear the timer going off on the stove right now for hard-boiled eggs. Stay healthy, eat hard-boiled eggs. When I'm holding the weight in my hand, it's easy for me to lower the weight away from my body, but when I am trying to actually lift the weight, that's the harder part of the motion. So I'm going to breathe in as I lower the weight, and breathe out as I raise that weight up. Okay, so you can either think of that in terms of eccentric and concentric motions, but at the end of the day, breathe in when you're doing the easy part, breathe out during the harder part. And that would be the best way to think about how to breathe. Okay, so we touched on why is it important to warm up before we lift? What is in a total body workout? Why should we do total body training? And how should we properly breathe? If you understand those 4 concepts, you're going to do a great job with this workout, and you're also going to do a great job with that worksheet. All right? Have a great workout, and look forward to you guys coming back here next week for your next video. Have a good one.